Have we even decided on the middle name?
By the end of this video, we will have decided.
By the end of this video, we will have a middle name.
Middle name.
I literally woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the name.
Welcome to our baby name video. It's been a wait. You guys have been super patient. Took us a minute to decide on the middle name, actually, because he's had a first name since I was like a couple months pregnant.
Yeah. Have we even decided on the middle name?
By the end of this video, we will have decided.
By the end of this video, we will have a middle name.
Middle name. I'm just torn. Anyway, so here's the thing. We want to share the story of how he got his first name because it's really special. We would love for all of you guys to be able to hear this story. So please don't comment his name in the comments. We want to give everybody a chance to hear this because I feel like it's really meaningful and it kind of lets you in a little bit more into our life and our family. So that being said, here is our sweet boy. And let's start back at when I was a couple months pregnant. Actually, let's start back with before we conceived him.
Okay.
The
night was sorry.
If you guys remember, we had an early loss. And after that, that was unintentional, that pregnancy. After that, I couldn't really stop thinking about adding another child and
yeah, that was a little wild. I think we both were kind of
realized something was missing.
Oh, we do want to have another baby.
Yeah, because it went from oh my gosh, no, to head over heels in love to having it all taken away just so quickly. And yeah, through that we realized okay, I think we actually do want to have another baby. And the wild thing is that without knowing it, I didn't know and he didn't know, but we both prayed for a son. The day he was conceived, we both consciously prayed that God would give us a son. So I think that's wild, and I think that we knew in the beginning that he was a boy just because we prayed for it. But as the time went on, it was I don't want to get attached to that because I really will be okay if it's a girl. Really, really, truly, we would have been fine. So by the time he was due, I was almost I hope it's a girl because girl clothes are so cute and we know what to do with that. I'd almost talked myself out of, not really, in my heart. This is the most complete feeling, right? Mm-hmm. Are you surprised still? It still doesn't feel real.
I think it'll feel more real when he's up running around.
Stop it, don't make him grow up.
Girls.
We have a little boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so fast forward a couple months into the pregnancy.
So we started talking about names for either one. So we had no boy names. And full disclosure, I've never named a single one of our children.
He's approved of all of them.
I've approved of the names. I was given the options, but never hey, here's a name. What do you think about it? Oh, I love it. Just never happened. That's okay.
For the record, also because he didn't come to the table with lists, where I was staying up all night looking through lists and lists.
This is true. Yeah, I never really had any names except for my great-grandfather's name, which was Exum, and she immediately squashed that. I mean, that was a good one, but she didn't like it. All that to say.
So his name is not Exum.
His name's Exum.
His name is not Exum.
And so a name was never on my mind because I'm she's gonna come up with some names. He's smiling, that's so cute. Exum, I knew it, that was the name. So I'm she's gonna come up with some names. We'll toss them around.
What does that mean?
If I like them, I'll say yes. If I don't, I say no. So one night I'm going to sleep and I'm halfway in between being awake and being asleep, that middle stage where you start dreaming a little bit, but you're not exactly quite asleep. So I'm starting to dream a little bit. And it's kind of the way I was seeing it is I was looking over an adult's shoulder and I see two children, probably the age of Adeline, maybe 5 or 6 or something. And there's a little girl and a little boy. So the little girl says to the adult, why can't I have this Israel? And so I
He, like-
literally woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, like it just snapped me out of it. And I was like, that's the name. And so I never would have thought about that as like a name for our
And I
son.
might have come across it like looking, because I look at probably every name in existence. But I wouldn't have been, but when he said it, I was like, yeah, that's it. That's his name.
And so
If
that
it's a boy. But-
alone was why I was like, what? Did you?
But that was also our name if he would have been a girl.
Yeah.
It would have been Israel Olive, with like Izzy as a nickname.
And so even with that dream, I was like, and she was only like a couple months pregnant at the time. I'm like, are you gonna have twins? And so,
Because there was a little boy and a little girl.
yeah. So
So we had
what does
boy
that
girl
mean?
twin names picked out,
Yeah.
Israel and Olive. Anyway, so his name's Israel. It has been Israel since that dream.
Yeah.
We've just been like back and forth on a middle name. We've had a lot of contenders. We wanted something that was really meaningful. And I think where we were getting stuck was something that sounded good, but also had the meaning we wanted. And so I feel like there's a lot of things. First, he was due on John's birthday, which I think is just wild. And the girls were talking about naming him Jonathan. So Jonathan was one of them. It also means God gives, which we prayed and asked for a son, and he gave us a son. And then the other name that we were thinking about is David. And also that name means beloved, or beloved by God. And when I think about who I want him to grow up to be, it's a man after God's own heart.
Yeah.
And that's who King David was in the Bible. He was somebody who made mistakes and sinned, but he loved the Lord with his whole heart, and he just delighted in God's ways. And that's what we want for him to grow up. So it's been really hard this whole last week. We've been like, Jonathan or David, Jonathan or David. And I still go back and forth because I love the significance of both. But I think that we have settled.
We have. What is it?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you. What is his middle name? Go. 3, 2. What's your middle name? Okay. So we would like to officially introduce you to our son.
Israel Jonathan Murray.
You have a name. You have a whole name, and it's after Daddy.
And Daddy named you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for bearing with us while we sorted that out. You don't know how many cuts are in this video while we're still trying to decide. We love you guys so much. Please don't comment his name in the comments below. We would love for people to hear the story of how we came up with it, because it's really meaningful for us, and hopefully will be for him one day. God knew who you were before he even gave us to you, and he told Daddy exactly what your name was and everything. So, Israel Jonathan, hi, you looked at me when I said your name.
He knows it already.
Hi.
And we'll have some
love
fun
you.
updates for you guys in the next few days.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride postpartum. We are gonna share the first week recap. We are gonna share my birth story because I feel like a lot of the context was not in the video. So I'm gonna walk you guys through how that night went and how postpartum has been and all of those things.
And any other videos you want to see, let
Yep.
us know in the comments below.
Make sure you are following along. We love y'all, and we will see you super soon.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our videos, click follow, follow again, and then tap see first to make sure you stay up to date on what's going on with our family.